Okay, Grim Reaper 93 asked about the warranty service for the Victorianox knife. I love my Swiss Army knives. I like knives in general. And he was saying that he uses the reamer, which is on the back here, for a leather punch tool. And this is it right here. He said he's heated it and he's turned the edge up. And would Victorianox refurbish that or resharpen it? And the simple answer is I don't know. Looking at this one, I'm not sure if I don't think they resharpened it. What they do is you send the tool in and somebody like Edgar at Victorianox evaluates the tool and then they decide what needs to be replaced. So they take each tool out, look at it, and then grade it. This is my older one, and the steel is much better quality than my last one, but right now they're using computers and more updated technology to grade this steel before it even comes in, and they decide to tool it. One of the tines broke off on my Phillips screwdriver. On the other one, this one is just a little bit worn, so they didn't replace it. So, you know, they grade it. The same thing here with my flathead screwdriver. I bent it to less than 1 degree. It's hard to notice, but you can tell. And they did replace that because the bottom line is it's still usable. So, in most cases, it's cheaper to have a human being grade something and then refurbish it rather than replace a part. My guess is, depending on whether they need to take the item apart and replace anything, they probably decide whether they do that in the evaluation process. I would have to talk to somebody there to know for sure, but this is just my best guess. It appears that they have a tool, that a computer or machine that redoes the saw, which is one of the better tools on here, and it's been re-sharpened to probably a greater spec than 1/10,000th of an inch. It's better than I could do by hand with any kind of specialized tool. The saw on here is a double bladed saw. It's incredible for cutting down saplings up to about 1 to 2 inches, and you could use this to make improvised traps or tent stakes if you were in the woods. On both of my knives, Edgar Victorianox replaced the scales, which were really beat up. They gave the knife a basic cleaning, which might be a dip in an ultrasonic machine. There's some light scratches here that were on the knife. This can be probably don't recommend it, but this can be a good place to maybe pound a tent stake or something, because it's a nice flat solid surface. And these springs on the back are stainless steel, and then the pieces in between are aluminum. You can't really pound too much on the edge because there's open spaces and that would splay the aluminum. More so on this side, there's more spaces. The one thing that I added that I thought the knife could use is a small lighter. They make something called a peanut lighter, and this one needs fuel, but it's so small you can put it right on a keychain and screw it to the knife from the keychain. Last time they didn't replace the implements. I took them off before I sent them in because I had bought extra ones, and just as a courtesy, last time they replaced the implements. The new screwdrivers are hexagonal, the older ones are round, so we're looking at maybe a series 2 screwdriver. I don't know what you'd call it. The screwdriver fits right there in the corkscrew. You take the corkscrew out, you can screw things with it. And the knives, they just resharpened them. They're not repolished, but they're resharpened, and they're very sharp. You have to be very careful with the knives on the Swiss Army knives. They're 100% genuine, real knives. You know, some people say some knives come dull from certain products. The Swiss Army Victorianox knives are sharp. The sheath, the last time I didn't mention the sheath. These are the older generation 1 sheaths. I don't know if they're still shipping them. Some of the sheaths they have listed are bigger. This comes with the SOS kit, and I had to repurpose it because it was 30 years old. So I put in a piece of a fishing line. It originally comes with a bobby pin, compass and a ruler. It comes with my other older one that peeled a little bit on the edges. This one it didn't. Why, I don't know. There's usually a small kit in the front pouch here, and it's generally a reflective piece, a sewing kit which you can make yourself. It's just some sewing string and needles wrapped around a piece of paper, cardboard, band-aids, which you should always have. Here's the reflective thing, and there's a piece of film on there, so that's still shiny. And then you can add some instructions, and what I did is just printed out instructions for tying knots, because I know most of what I need to know outside, but I'm terrible at tying knots. So if you have something you're not good at, you might want to make a manual on like starting fires or whatever you think you're not good at or need instructions for. And that folds up neatly. I even made a little plastic holder for it to go in. You can make one out of tape and some old packing. Slides right in there. And so that's it. When the knife came out 20 or 30 years ago, there was some things I didn't like about it. I thought it could use a flashlight, but I wasn't sure where to put it, or where Swiss Army knife Victorianox would put it. They've since come out with a light, and they have about 5 or 10 models with a light, and they're just called light, L-I-T-E. And you could type in L-I-T-E, you'll find a Swiss Army knife with the light. That's a good innovation. They've come out with a clock and an altimeter or alarm that goes on the side. They said that's the most expensive thing for them to do, to add a piece of electronics, but I'm sure the price will come down. They've also added a multi-tool, a multi-bit screwdriver, and that's called the Cyber Tool. So if you're going to buy a basic knife, I would get the Camper. Is $35 if you wanted something light and inexpensive. It just comes with the basic tools and the saw, which the basic tools are like the can opener and the cap bottle lifter, and that's about it. That's about all I can think of.